Part of a healthy lifestyle is in a healthy diet, but how affordable is your diet? I'm sure in the last few years, you've observed the prices of your basic or your favorite dietary items going up. And this is for my organic friends out there. You do know that unless you're growing your own food or you have a reliable supply of your favorite dietary items, then you're going to spend more over time. Junk food is ridiculously cheap in different countries. Is that the best outcome? No, definitely not. Because we see especially the pandemic or the endemic of non-communicable diseases rising in the millions in terms of people affected all around the world. Now, getting into non-communicable diseases because of diet is a whole other debate. But for this particular video, I'll keep it simple to inflation. So what's inflation? It's the concept or the issue of prices of goods and services rising over time. On paper and in traditional economics, it's thought that inflation is a good thing as long as it's maintained at a specific level. This is why you'll see that countries or governments have a specific inflation target. Now, this target is anywhere between 2 to 4%, and this is said to be or expected to be maintained within an economy to reflect growth. Now, that's an assumption. In real life, inflation can have disastrous consequences, and one of those is in regard to food. You can imagine if you, for example, take bread, that once upon a time in Kenya that you could buy bread for 20 shillings, but now it's ranging between 50 to 65 shillings, more depending on whether you're taking, I guess, white bread or brown bread, and so on and so forth. If you are gluten intolerant and you prefer eggs or a high protein diet, then the price of eggs has gone from, let's say, 6 shillings to 13 or 15 per single egg. And sometimes when you're buying, let's say, from a supermarket or from a or single vendor or single farmer, the prices vary, and sometimes you find that people prefer to buy from a singular farmer who has their own chicken that they can get eggs from instead of getting them from a supermarket or a major retailer. Now, if I go further, let's say to fruits, oranges, to apples, and so on and so forth, you find that a lot of people actually end up not being able to afford food. So, if we go on to talk about price controls, and this is where perhaps a government may intervene, are they that effective in terms of making sure that basic nutrition does not go or become unaffordable? That's a healthy debate to consider. That's more food for thought, actually, to consider. Do you think you're getting a balanced diet? Do you think you're getting the right nutrients for your body? It's unfortunate that for so many people, they don't even know how balanced their diet is or how good they are doing in terms of nutrition. But it shows up with diseases, and most diseases tend to be that your body has reached a certain limit, can't function in this way, and it becomes quite expensive to repair what was missed out in terms of diet. So if we're able to go back to the basic of diet to understand inflation, then one of the most disastrous consequences is firstly in terms of nutritional deficiencies, and secondly, the fact that some people have to miss meals to the extent of having one meal in 2 days or one meal in a number of days just because they cannot afford to get that let's say even 2 meals a day. Of course, there are those who might want to fast and have one meal a day based on their conscious choice, but for a good number of people, even affording that one meal a day because prices have risen over time, it's difficult. Then the third case or the third crisis, because we can connect this in terms of food and inflation, is that if the prices are too high and you have a nutritional crisis, you have um, potential hunger in terms of it really affecting people and productivity, then there are other effects that definitely rise from this, and you have a net effect of what we call externalities in economics. So, is inflation, as I mentioned, a truly good thing? On paper, yes. In real life, Honestly, not. Because if your budget for food is going above 10% of your income, is it sustainable? Honestly, not. Then the other issue connected to that is that if your salary or your income was going up as fast as inflation, perhaps you might not feel the burden of it. But if your income is not is stagnating, then inflation will make you feel like you're not getting your money's worth. You'll feel like you're working but you have nothing to show for it. You'll feel like you're making progress, or you're supposed to get promotions, or you're supposed to be at a certain level in life, but you're just not there in spite of working. You're not a lazy person. You're not just sitting and wishing somewhere for luck. It's that inflation is outpacing your ability to earn. So no matter how much you want to tighten your belt, or you want to live below your means, inflation does a number on you. And this is rooted in the debt system that is connected to the monetary system that we have right now. So, inflation, is it truly good in real life? I doubt. There are disastrous consequences, and one of those is just in regard to food. So, do you think that inflation is keeping your ability to grow as a person, to grow financially? At is inflation working against you or for you? I'd like to know.